Hi, good morning. Last time I was reading, it was Proverbs 13 to 20, and I will continue with Proverbs 21 and verse 1, and I hope y'all will enjoy this, and I appreciate y'all following along, and thank y'all. So here we go, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of the water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice, and high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of every one that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. The robbing of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to judgment. The way of man is forward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the city of the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressors for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whosoever keepeth his mouth and his tongue, keep his soul from troubles. Proud and haughty scorner his name, who dealeth in pride, wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that hears speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of the battle, but safety is of the Lord. Chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way or of the forward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of the anger shall fail. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. He that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips, our king shall be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressor. The slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but he rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Bow down thine ear, and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge, for it is a pleasant thing. If thou keep them within thee, they shall withal be fitted in thy lips. Verse 19, that they trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee. Have I not written to thee excellent things and counsels and knowledge, that I may make thee now thee certainly of the words of truth, and thou mightst answer the words of the truth to them that sin unto thee. Rob not the poor, because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a fierce man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties for debts. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee? Remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Chapter 23. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat. If thou be a man, give it to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words? Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of thy fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty. He shall plead their cause with thee. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child. If thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, if thine heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yea, my reins shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but abide thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. Verse 18. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among wine bibbers, among righteous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drownness shall clothe a man with rags. Hearken unto my father that begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Buy the truth, and sell it not, also wisdom and instructions and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes, that they tarry along at the wine, that they go to seek mixed wine? Look not unto thou upon the wine when it is red, when it is given his glory to the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it pouteth like a serpent, and stings like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold stranger women, and thine heart shall utter preserved things. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast. Verse 35. They have stricken me, thou shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I feel it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. Chapter 24, verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, for their heart setteth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. So wisdom is an house building, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counsels there is safety. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. He that devises to the evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. If thou forbear to deliver them, they are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. If thou sayest, Behold, we knew it not, doth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul, doth not he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So shalt the knowledge of wisdom be unto the soul when thou hast found it. Then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and is displeased him, and he returned away his wrath from him. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither do thou envious at the wicked. For thee shall be no reward, for there shall now be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. Verse 22. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the reign of them both? These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of a person's judgment. He that saith unto the wicked, Thou art righteous, him shall the people curse, nations shall adore him. But to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth a right answer. Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. Say not, I will do so to him as he hath done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns and nettles, and covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as in one that travelleth, and they want as an armed man. All right. I'm on see. Chapter 21, 22, 23, 24, and we'll keep reading. If you're still there, thank you for following along, and I hope this is blessing you as it is blessing me. Thank you so much. Book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 1. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heaven for height and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. But not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men. For better it is that it be said unto thee, Come up hither, than thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thine eyes have seen. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof. When thy neighbor hath put thee to shame, debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another, lest he that heareth it put thee to shame in thine famine. Turn not away. A word filthy spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refreshes the soul of his masters. Whoso boasts himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a song of tongue breaketh the bone. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee, and so hate thee. A man that beareth false witness against his neighbor is a mole, and a sword and a sharp arrow. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. As he that taketh away the garment of cold weather, and as a vinegar upon the nitre, so is he that singeth songs to a heavy heart. Verse 21. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord shall reward thee. The north wind driveth away rain, so doth the angry countenance a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man following down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. How are y'all doing? It's pretty good. I will go now to read chapter 26. Verse 1. As snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As a bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse costless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own consent. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so it is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. As a thorn goeth up into the hand of the drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great God that formed all things both rewarded the fool and rewarded the transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Seest thou a man wise in his own consent? There is more hope to a fool than of him. The sloth man saith, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the sloth upon his bed. The sloth hideth his hand in his bosom. This grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own consent than 7 men that can render a reason. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh a dog by the ears, as a mad man who casteth firebrands, arrows in death. So is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, am not I in sport? Where no wood is there, and the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. As coals are to burn coals, and a wood to fire, so is a continuous man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit without him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be sowed before the whole congregation. Whose diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattered mouth worketh ruin. So Proverbs 27, verse 1. So, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own path, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The fool's soul loatheth in honeycomb, but to the angry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ornament and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by heartly counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. My son, do wise, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproach me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment, that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice rises early in the morning. It shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a continuous woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ornament of his right hand which betrayeth himself. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the conscience continuance of his friend, contents of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water, face answers to face, so the heart of man to man. Hell, hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of a man are never satisfied. As the finding pot for the silver, and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his fullness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of thy mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats' milk enough for the food of the household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens. Chapter 28, Proverbs 28, verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as lion. For the transgressions of a land many are the prince is thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that obsesseth the poor is like a sweeping rain, which leaveth no food. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law content with him. Evil men, understanding not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness, than he that is preserved in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is companion of righteous men shameth his father. He that by unsure and unjust gain increase his substance, he shall gather it from him that will pity the poor. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayers shall be abomination. Whoso causes the righteous to go astray in the evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in good things in possession. The rich man is wise in his own consent, but the poor that hath understanding searcheth him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is a great glory. But when the wicked rise, and a man is hidden, he that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth the forsaken them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardens his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor, but he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. A man that does violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. Whoso walketh upright shall be saved, but he that is preserved in his way shall fall at once. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that falleth after vain person shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to buy rich shall not be innocent. To have respect of a person is not good, for the piece of bread that man will transgress. He that hasteneth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that, Poverty shall come upon him. He that rebukes a man afterwards shall find more favor than he that flavoreth with the tongue. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, and saith, It is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife. But he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered. That's a good verse. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whosoever walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. Amen. Verse 27. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. All right. Chapter 29, verse 1. He that being often approved, hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. The king by judgment established the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthrown it. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Scornful men bring a city to a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and the deceitful man meet together, the Lord lighten both their eyes. The king that faithful judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for he understand he will not answer. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. He that dissectedly, I apologize for that one. Get tongue tied here. Bringeth up his servant from the child, shall have him become his son at the length. Verse 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a fierce man abundeth in transgression. And man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing and withdraweth it not. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. There we go. The fear of a man bringeth a snare, but whosoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Verse 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So we got Proverbs chapter 30, verse 1. The words of, it's a name I don't know how to pronounce. A-G-U-R. Agur? Sorry. The son of Jakiah, Jakeh. Even the prophecy, the man spake unto I-THI-EL. Apologize. Even unto Ethel, and there's another name, U-CAL. Sorry. Surely I am more brutish than any man, and have not the understanding of a man. I neither learn wisdom, nor have the knowledge of the holy. Who hath ascended upon to heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered in the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? Who is his name? And what is his son's name? If thou canst tell, every word that can tell. Verse 5. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Yes, every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. 2 things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and still, and take thy name of my God in vain. Accuse not a servant unto his master, lest he curse thee, and thou be found guilty. There is a generation that curses their father and does not bless their mother. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. The horse leash hath 2 daughters, crying, Give, give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied. Yea, 4 things say not, It is enough. The grave and the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that saith not, It is enough. The eye that mocked at his father, and despised to obey his mother. The ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. Verse 18. There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yea, for which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth the width of her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant, when he reigneth and reneweth, and a fool when he is filled with meat, for an adulterous woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, that they are exceeded wise. The ants are people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The coons are but a feeble folk, yet make lie their houses in the rocks. Locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider taketh hold with her hands, and in his king's palaces. There be 3 things which go well, yea, 4 are comely in going. A lion which is strongest among beasts, and turned not away from any. A greyhound, and he goat also, and a king against whom there is no rising up. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thine hand upon thy mouth. Surely the churning of a milk bringeth forth butter, and the ring of the nose bringeth forth blood. So the forcing of a wrath bringeth forth strife. All right, that's now Proverbs chapter 31, verse 1. 31, verse 1. Proverbs. Um, I hope y'all are doing good. I am truly doing good myself. Hope y'all are being blessed as I am. So, like I said, Proverbs 31, verse 1. The words of the king, Lemuel, Lem-U-El, apologize. Okay. The prophecy that his mother taught him. What my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows, give not the strength into women, nor the ways to that which destroy kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. Lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be a heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed into destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safety trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, buyeth it with the fruit of her hand. She planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She preserveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goes not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretched out her hand to the poor, yea, she reached forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothes, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is a law of kindness. She looked well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuous, but thou excellence them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Wow! Proverbs, I just finished the last chapter. Wow. I just finished the last chapter in Proverbs. The next one is Ecclesiastics. I don't know if y'all see that. It's funny upside down. But wow. So, it's amazing. So, I read 20, chapter 20, Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20, 28, 29, 30, 31, and wow. So that was pretty cool and amazing. And y'all are still with me, whoever it is. And I hope y'all as blessed as I am from reading this and that you're hearing me. And I appreciate it. And I thank the Lord every day I do. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.